She had grown up in a leafy Pennsylvania town, nestled on a hillside in the Allegheny foothills, where only the supermarkets and the local hospital had central air conditioning. Jordan had always liked falling asleep on summer nights to the sound of crickets chirping, occasional breezes stirring the wind chimes, the hushed, distant chatter of her parents, and the front porch glider creaking gently under their weight. There was something decidedly sterile about closed windows and the faint hum of the air conditioner, but it was a necessity in this part of the country. In the bedroom, Jordan couldn't help admiring anew the pale yellow-on-white sponge-painted walls and white crown moldings. The redecorating job had been completed by her painting contractor only last week, replacing blue walls that made even this spacious room feel closed in. She had chosen to redo everything in shades of springtime. Her new moss-green and yellow floral-sprigged Ralph Lauren comforter and imported Egyptian sheets were still in their zipped plastic packages on the floor beside the king-sized bed. A just-purchased area rug to cover a portion of the polished hardwood floor remained rolled up at the far end of the room. Jordan yawned, wondering if she should get busy opening the packages, laundering her new purchases, and unrolling the carpet. No. She was too exhausted to finish the redecorating job tonight, as she had been every night this week. Maybe she would get to it tomorrow, now that Mr. Beau Somerville had canceled their date. Again. It was just as well. She shouldn't be dating in the first place. She reminded herself that she was perfectly content to spend her evenings solo, right here at home. In fact, she'd welcome the chance to indulge in the domestic hobbies she had loved since childhood: baking, decorating, gardening, needlework. Then again, she had to admit that some of those hobbies might be better suited to a different lifestyle. After all, one person could only eat so many homemade fudge brownies and cut-out sugar cookies before wishing there were other mouths to feed. Decorating the unspectacular rooms of a Georgetown duplex wasn't the same as redoing a real house. A lived-in house with a nursery, a playroom, children's bedrooms. Although every available inch of Jordan's square brick patio and wrought iron rails bloomed with colorful annuals in terracotta pots, and the railings were draped with fragrant boxes of potted herbs, container gardening on a small townhouse terrace didn't compare to landscaping a backyard. And after stitching countless needlepoint samplers as gifts for friends' weddings and babies, even the most content single gal could find herself growing a little wistful for what might have been. After stripping off her suit, Jordan opened the double closet and deposited the jacket and skirt into a wicker hamper half filled with clothes that were bound for the dry cleaner. As she pushed the hamper in again, it caught on a plastic-draped garment hung in the very back of the closet. Jordan frowned, moving aside the billowing length of plastic-shrouded white silk organza. Her wedding dress. Every time she tugged the hamper forward or pushed it back, it bumped into the garment, reminding her of a day she would much rather forget. "Why don't you just get rid of the damn dress?" she grumbled to herself, firmly closing the double closet doors. Because that would be even more painful. Then she would actually have to remove the wedding gown from the recesses of the closet and carry it downstairs, put it in the car, take it out again, and hand it over to whomever one presented wedding dresses that had been worn for exactly 45 minutes. 45 minutes. That was how long it had taken for Jordan, the would-be bride, to ride in a limousine from her parents' house to the flower-bedecked country church nearby. To pose for several pictures outside, alone, and with her parents, and with Phoebe, her maid of honor. To stand, grasping her father's arm at the foot of the aisle while the minister stood poised behind the pulpit and the organist played Pachelbel's Canon in D 4 times through, and the expectant gazes of the congregation volleyed from Jordan to the vacant spot by the altar. Finally, Kevin's tuxedo-clad younger brother, David Sanders, the best man, materialized in the doorway leading back to the rectory and hurried over to whisper to the minister. As Jordan watched, her heart pounding,